Here. Alicia, you're going to have to turn one of your volume.
I think we're going to have to just turn off the computer.
Okay. So I have a guest. Surprise, 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 surprise. Thanks, guys, for being patient with me. I don't have Ray today. Girl Child has a final for college. I guess I'll let her off the hook tonight. So everybody is going to have to just bear with me. Something awful. Okay, did I do that right? Yes, we did that right. Okay. Alicia, she isn't on here yet. She's laughing at me. So we have Facebook.
I'm not laughing, Darlene.
Oh, she's not laughing. She totally is laughing at me. Here I am. Okay, good. So I'm going to click into here. Come on, baby. Okay, I'm going to say hi to some friends. Let me just make sure YouTube is up. So how's everybody doing? I'm going to say it again. I say this all the time. It's been a crazy day around here today. I was at Quilting Mayhem, which is this big mecca in like 15,000 square foot retail space in north of me in Snohomish County. And they're open because they're not King County where I live. So I had 6 friends today at Featherweight Club. It's been a process getting everybody to come back after the shutdown. YouTube, Darlene. And so it was just thrilling. Oh, I did that wrong. Nope. That won't work. Hold on. Sorry, friends. I got to go to the studio. Oh, maybe Reagan does need a raise. You guys are always telling me Reagan needs a raise. Maybe she does need a raise. But mom is not more important than her college. She's in her, you guys, it's so cute. She's in her business 101 class. She doesn't understand any of the terms or anything. And this is just old hat to me. And I'm just like, oh, it's this certification and this fair trade, blah, 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 blah. And she's just like, what is going on? All right, let me say hi to all my friends. And then we're going to bring Alicia on. Everybody make her feel loved. Not yet. She's not here yet. Hold on. Okay, Linda Wood. Hi, sweetheart. I'm going to run down real quick. Debbie, Nancy, Pauline, hello. Anna, hello. Becky, hi, sweetheart. I know you guys can hear her because she's talking to me, but you can't see her yet. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Kathleen. Carolyn and Franny. Mel, hello, Joe. Angel is here from Houston. Hi. And then we have, Karen Baird is on from Sweden. Hello. Thanks for joining us over on YouTube. Missy from Redmond and Nancy from Arizona. Welcome, friends. It is Wednesday. Typically, this is our Quilt As You Go day, but we are in between projects. Oh, dang. I left my table runners down. I still need to take a picture of it. We are going to be doing this special event for the next couple weeks. Alicia from Featherweight 38 is going to be joining us. She has a fabulous company in Dayton, Ohio. I love her. Her and I instantly bonded over featherweights and children. So she's a fast friend, and I hope you guys love her as much as I do. She is, her business is changing a little bit this year, and I hope all of you guys will support her in that. So, hi, Sharon Compton and Madeline, my new friend from the spa day the other day. Welcome. All right, I'm going to bring her on. So everybody be sweet, okay? Everybody be sweet. Okay. Nope. Hold on. Wait, I got to get rid of my title. Put up Alicia. Go ahead, babe.
Hello. Darlene, I can't see you.
Okay, hold on. I'm just there.
There we go.
There we go.
Now I can see you.
I have my software down here. So if you see me doing this, it's because this is Reagan's department, not mine. I don't know.
Maybe you should give her a raise.
Okay, that's what Franny is saying over on Facebook. She's like, hey, maybe she does need a raise. I know, I certainly don't want to lose her. Good Lord. So welcome, Miss Alicia. How long have we known each other? Has it been more than a year? It's been like 2 years, right?
I would say so, because we took the hiatus when we were getting married, and I knew you then. So I would say probably at least from 2018.
Yeah, so let me tell you exactly how we met, actually. So I was doing on Wednesdays before we did a Quilt as You Go so long together. I was doing interview shows with other like female. I was trying to highlight other lady-owned businesses across the country, in particular other featherweight businesses. But I also had published authors on, and I had shop owners and everything. And last summer, it kind of dried up a little bit because everybody got out of jail and was able to leave their houses, and the sun was on their head. And so I was having trouble filling my content. So that's where the Quilt as You Go came from. But anyway, Alicia came on. She was around on Instagram land, and I would notice that when I would post something, I always saw Featherweight 38, and I was like, who the heck is this gal? I didn't even know you were a gal. Like, who the heck's Featherweight 38? And then what did I call you, or did you call me? I just called you out of the blue, and I'm like, hey, so I'm Darlene.
It was something like that. I don't remember where the first instant like connection was, but I do remember there was like that really awkward, like not really awkward. Awkward's not the right word, but like that. Hi, how's it going?
Well,
I'm from the
Yeah, there's other featherweight companies that are kind of well, they're not as friendly as you and I are. And so, you just not sure if someone's calling to be combative, or you and I are cut from the same cloth, and we firmly believe that this is a vast pond and there is room for everybody. And we just help. I mean, it just was a super fast friendship with kind of helping to encourage each other along the way. I know you've had a lot of like growth in the last year. And so I've tried to be a cheerleader for you along the way.
You have, and I appreciate that so much.
Well, so what this is, so tell everybody, if you can, kind of briefly, what is going on at Featherweight 38 these days.
Well, Featherweight 38 started in 2017 as a restoration place for Singer Featherweights. I ended up getting my 221 Clickety here, which you guys will meet in a second, because he's my go-to machine. He's a 1939. He has missing decals, missing clear coat, and is like the best little featherweight that I've ever had. And he is my main guy. He is the one that is always doing my attachments, is the one that has done 90% of all of my projects on Featherweight 38. And when I first got him, it was a mess of a machine, and I was in tears and thought, what have I just done? So with a little bit of luck and an engineering husband,
he's awesome, by the way, you guys.
Yes, he is. And he's not here, but we won't say that out loud too much because we don't want it to go to his head by any means. But he's actually the mechanics behind a lot of the Featherweight 38. And so I started buying machines and reselling them. And then it quickly grew to doing restorations for other people. So I did a lot of the restorations from 2017 to 2018. And then in 2019, we did some, but I was also in the process of getting married. So Steven and I did everything backwards. We've been together going on 12 years, but decided to get married after we had children. And so we kind of took a hiatus, and then I started working at a chiropractic office, and then sewing kind of went on the back burner until COVID happened. And then it was like, okay, now I'm going to fulfill what I want to do and what I set out to do in 2017. So this year, not only are we still completing and doing restorations and all of that fun stuff that goes with it, because we do post start to finish on our Facebook page, but we've added a website, like an official website to our company. And then we just joined Riley Blake Designs. So we'll be offering fabrics and kind of moving into a small little quilt shop.
Yay!
We have also emailed out and for Orifil thread. So I'm really excited about that because I love their thread.
I love Orifil thread. And some people are like not into Orifil that are into featherweights. There's like a vicious rumor that it doesn't work well in the featherweight. I have never had a problem using Orifil.
I've never had an issue with that either. So, I mean, that's interesting. I will say, I use Gutermann as well, but I have noticed a complete reduction in the amount of lint that was built up in my machine. And fun fact, I'm really bad at like oiling and cleaning up my machine.
What?
So I actually did that today because Clickety was making a nice debut.
If it sounded like crap, I was calling you out. You realize that, right? If my community knows, because I always bring up the cobbler with the kids with his kids have holes in their shoes. I'm the same way. I was at my mayhem, my featherweight club today, and I'm listening to all these beautiful featherweights in the room, just tick 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 tick, sew
Yes.
along. And there's my yellow Reagan's bee. I took Reagan's bee with me, and she's like, ka-chunk, 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 and I'm like, geez, Darlene. So I
Right,
literally oiled her in front of everybody.
So I did. I prepped him today. He is prepped, and I
We're
just
talking about
noticed.
Clickety, right?
I'm talking about Clickety, and so
Did you tell them? It's everybody thinks it's hilarious, right? That Clickety is a 39, but her company is named after Clickety, which is Featherweight 38, because it rhymed. Did you already say that? I was like,
I mean, Featherweight 39. Call me at Featherweight 39. It's like
no.
Featherweight 38 just kind of slid off the tongue. And in our restorations, I do have a very good friend who brought me a actual Featherweight 38 that I got to restore. And it's the only 38 that I've ever met in all of the restorations that we've done. Wow. And I was like, I should probably have a 38, but I could never get rid of this little machine.
I'll keep my eye out for you.
There we go. I've got a 37.
Oh, you do? I have a 34. So my school bell, and then I have a 36, which is my Texas Centennial. And then I think the next one of mine jumps to my 41, my black side. Yeah. They're all, as far as I'm concerned, those pre-war machines have the most hypnotic cadence to them. Just mesmerizing. I don't know what they did after they started back up after the war. Those post-war machines are great machines. They have beautiful stitches. They do not move like the pre-war machines.
Interesting. I haven't really noticed that. I'll have to pay attention to that.
I had a lady come in when we lived in Arizona, and she brought in a first production run 33. And I didn't realize it when she dropped it off. And I'm like, start cleaning it up and sewing on it. And it was that movement, that hypnotic movement. And I said to Andy, I'm like, wow, what is this? Is this a 33? Because I already had my 34 at that point. And I said, oh my gosh, babe, this is an original production run 33. First production run 33. And I looked at him and I said, if this is not a family machine, I am buying this machine from this woman. Look at how this machine moves. And he agreed. It was like the most beautiful thing we've ever seen. And so she came to pick it up and I was like, hi, so tell me about your machine. I was like all excited. She's like, it was my mom's. And I'm like, wrong. Never mind.
And the sold sign will not be going to Darlene today. Yeah.
And I told her, I'm like, this machine is amazing. And had it not been your mother's, I was going to try and buy it from you today. She laughed. All right. So we are talking about zigzaggers today. And I know a bunch of my people, my online community, are stoked about today's lesson because they're like, Darlene, show us the attachments. And I'm like, I'm not an expert. You want me to quilt something for you? I'll quilt something for you. But don't tell me to zigzag or use a gatherer or whatever. That's not me. That's not my thing. But I did. So Alicia is using this attachment today. It's the automatic Zigzagger in the box, and it has the cams. So it has
and
red.
There's two of them out there. So when you're searching for them, there's the one with the front cover that you've got, and that's the one that was from the States.
Right.
And then there's also the one with this cover from Great Britain.
Oh, I don't have one of those. Okay.
So very even cool. My Zigzagger will say Great Britain on it, and there's a few little differences between the two, but they zigzag the exact same.
Okay.
But the main thing when you're shopping for these is you have to make sure that it doesn't say, this one won't, but yours will. There'll be a little tiny lettering that says 301. you want to make sure that you don't have that, because that's
No.
not going to fit on this
Because it's
machine.
the high slant shake.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So the
Exactly.
other thing, here, I'll just do this. So the other thing I have is the yellow add-on. And Alicia, you have a bunch of extra ones too. Show us.
I do. Let me see if I can actually turn this around, because I actually, yay! I think I turned it. Did I turn it?
Oh, it went. Oh, there you are. Yay.
There we are. Okay.
Oh,
so,
you have a blue and a white one?
right. So,
Ooh.
to be honest with you,
yes.
This set and this set are the exact same.
Oh.
However, this set is going to have a way higher price tag for you.
Really?
Yes. So they both have the scallops, the walls of Troy, the icicle, and the multi-stitch. And then this one also does too. They're the exact same. I don't know if you can actually see it. Yeah, they're the exact same. But this white one is a rarer set of cams that's harder to find. You're familiar with the yellow set. And then I also have the blue set here.
Okay. And what's the blue set?
The blue set.
Here, I'm going to make you bigger so I can see better.
There we go. It has the key, the ball, the block, and the shingle.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
So there's technically 4 sets, but like I said, these 2 are the same. And then you also have the set that comes with the actual zigzagging attachment too. So there's 4 cams that come with it. And then I'll show you, this is, so you can kind of tell a small difference. So the Great Britain one actually has this ginormous hump right here. And it has the oiling points, like 2 of them on the outside here. It's the exact same Zigzagger as what the American one is. It's just, there's a few little like finite details to it. Okay. If that makes sense at all.
Yep. Oh, you blanked out. There you are.
There we go.
So who's your camera operator tonight?
Me.
Where are your kids? Thought Micah was going to help.
Far, far away.
Ah!
They've been playing out in a dirt mound today, so they are extremely dirty. And my daughter has graduated from the actual car seat to a booster seat.
Okay.
And she's so excited about going on car rides. So I was like, well, maybe Daddy will take you on a car ride while I do a live. And she was just like, I want to go on a car ride. So off they went on a car ride. So it is just me tonight.
So Nancy, my buddy in Lake Stevens, hi Nancy, says, does the 301 Zigzagger work the same way as the one for the 201? I think it does.
As far as I know, it is. The only difference is the slant shank, the high shank.
Okay. Yes. Hi, George. Sorry. Buddy of mine from Facebook. George is a lady. And I figured this out the other day when I talked to her on the phone. She's so sweet. It's not short for Georgia. Her name is George. Isn't that awesome?
That is totally cool.
But I thought, I have a couple of gentlemen that joined me on the show. And I thought George is one of the guys. And then I had to talk to her the other day. And I'm like, nope. All right, girl, I'm going to make you big so you can demo the foot for us.
Okay. So I'm going to be, this is totally like homemade camera work here because I don't have anyone, so it's me. So it's going to blank out because I'm going to time it really fast because I'm going to show you on here, there is a lever. So when you're looking at this, there's this little tiny thumb screw.
It's a little screw.
And then and then this thing moves, actually.
Okay. What does the NMW mean?
Narrow, medium, and wide. And that is how you're going to adjust your, like the balls. So in this one, this is going to be this particular stitch. It's going to look like this.
Okay.
So this is one I've already done. So as you can see, this is really narrow. And then we came down here and we made it a little wider. And then I made it even wider.
Okay.
Move this out of the way. It's a piece of thread.
Okay.
And then I went back to being really narrow again.
Okay. So width is actually not talking about like depth side to side, but actual length of stitch.
No, it's like the length of this. Well, actually, It is side to side because you're going to use this and you're going to use your stitch length regulator to adjust the stitches on here. So we'll start with this one.
Okay. I got you.
This one is going to be on the narrow. And inside your manual, it will actually have, let me see if I can actually find the page really fast. Here it is. So here is, they call it the Domino Stitch. And I don't know if you can see that well enough or not.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So down here, it will actually tell you. So it says number 30 stitch setting, narrow bite, and then
look
this
at
is
that.
the 25 stitch set. So this is what you're going to set your stitch length regulator. When it has the number of like the stitch setting,
okay,
you're going to set all of these down here are set to 30, but you're changing that lever between the narrow, the medium, and the wide.
I get it. Okay, 30 is basically dead horizon too, right? Your
Right.
stitch regulator right in the middle.
So I'm going to set this up. So the 39, as many of you guys know, has the chrome. So you're not going to be able to see the numbers as defined as you would on one that has the black one. So anyways, yeah, you want to hold your thread. Sometimes the thread is, I accidentally just now threaded my machine. So, and my foot controller just totally popped out of place. Sorry.
Look how pretty Clickety is.
Yeah, he's like, oh, she actually cleaned me for once.
He's telling on you, huh?
Right. Yes, pretty much. So, and again, this is Orifil thread. So we've got that in there. It's white on this black fabric. You don't want to push the fabric in there because if you do, you'll end up, so what's happening is this right here is actually moving back and forth and rocking this. So you just want to be careful in that. So what we ended up doing, let's see if I can pull this out of here really fast so you can see what it looks like thus far. So you can see that it's
tiny, tiny, tiny.
Tiny together, but then it's, it's wider.
Okay. And you have your setting to narrow, right?
Well, I'm thinking that's what it is. And the other thing is too, is that you can adjust it in between here too.
Yeah, I saw that. Right.
You see what I mean? So, let's put it on the M and see what happens. And then I'll just slightly move this down and we'll leave the stitch length regulator on 30. And
he sounds amazing.
He is this machine, I tell you, this machine is like the most, I love this machine so much. So you can tell that you can tell a little bit of a difference. So I'm going to actually change my stitch length regulator to, let's stick it on the narrow. Let's stick it to 30 because that is when it can make a defined domino.
Okay. Yeah. So Kathy Zoka is asking on YouTube, is the zigzagged I think she's trying to say zigzagger, a foot or a foot attached to it. The zigzagger is an actual.
Yeah, it's an attachment.
It's an attachment. It comes with the foot. So it's a whole separate piece. Notice how it's picking the fabric up and moving it side to side. That's because we have a fixed shaft, and the shaft itself doesn't move. So it actually has to physically pick up the machine, fabric and move it back and forth.
And this is where the cam is. So if you watch, the cam will turn.
Yeah. The other thing that Franny is asking in Kansas on YouTube or Facebook, sorry, is how does it attach to the machine? Oh, look at that. That looks great. So show them the thumb screw and how it snaps into the shaft, and then that alligator mouth goes up over the needle changer.
Let's see if I've got this turned over. So this right here actually just goes right into where your thumb screw would normally go for your foot. And this is attached to it. So you don't even use your thumb screw. So like, here's my actual, this is really bad. Hold on. This is my thumb screw for my typical foot.
Right.
This is already attached on here. So you literally just stick, I call this the duck beak on the needle bar because it's literally open like this.
Yeah.
And then you just screw this into place.
Yeah. I call that the alligator mouth. You call it the duck.
The duck beak.
The duck beak. I call it the alligator mouth.
I got
and
birds,
we both
Darlene.
know what each other is talking about, don't we?
Right. I think it's just because I have birds.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna mess with the stitch length regulator. I am going to actually move it down just a little bit to 15, and we'll leave it on what the setting is now. And I'm gonna set this up. But this little attachment's really fun to play with. It's fun just to kind of like experiment with the different sizes.
Yeah, and get the right stitch and stuff, and using all the different cams. Like mine, that's in mine, looks like a Christmas tree.
Yes.
Franny said, "This is amazing." She's so cute.
It is. I love this attachment. It's one of the very first attachments that I ever did. That I just fell in love with, like the ease of the attachment. I just think that the ingenuity for this time period was just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not born in the time period that I was born in. So this stuff is just, I love it. I love it. I could just sit here all day.
That's awesome.
And play with this stuff.
So what do you think would be like an application, a modern day application for this now? Like, oh, look at that. So you made your stitches, you lengthened your bar slide to more wide, right?
Wide.
Okay.
And then I moved the stitch length regulator back to 30. And I'll just do a row of those because those are really cool.
Do you have your, so you didn't put the metal, you don't put any kind of feed dog cover over your feed dog?
Nope.
And someone wants to know, Margaret, no, not Margaret, Franny wants to know, does the back of the Zigzagger lay on the top of the bed? It's above?
It like literally my finger, this is with my presser foot down, my finger can still fit under here. The thing about this is, and I'm going to tell you this, let's say your bobbin runs out, you're going to want to remove this off of your machine. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a nice ding in the bed of your machine.
Oh, okay.
So, because this right here, when I raise this up, it like hits it.
Oh, it like dings it. Dang.
It dings it. So be really, really conscientious whenever you have these attachments. The other one is the pinking.
Yeah, I
attachment.
won't use that. Right.
I love that one too. But you got to be real careful. And that one does kind of like lightly sit on the bed of the machine.
Yeah. So I was thinking a good use, more modern day use for this would be doing like one of those crazy quilts and changing your thread. And doing different cam stitches.
That would be so cool. I'll have to try
cool.
that now that you've mentioned it. Because this is my favorite attachment.
Madeline, it was barking up the right tree as the same tree as I was on Facebook. She said, "What's the modern application? Why have this?" So I think, Madeline, why you would have this is to do like decorative stitching on a quilt, on a blouse. If you're a sewist, the crazy quilts from the old, from the 70s and stuff, at every seam level, they would have some type of decorative stitch with a different color thread. So it might be really cool on like an art quilt, like a wall hanging, to be able to do something like that. Also, if you machine your binding, you could use the zigzag, not this particular one cam, but a different zigzagger to machine your binding back on. Would be a modern day application of it as a quilter.
Oops, and I just broke my thread.
Well, I think we kind of got the idea. Let me go back.
And then basically, I'll just show you the other thing is you'll pull this up.
Oh yeah, I wanted you to show them how to do that. Yes.
The cam will fit in there. There are oiling points in there, and you can place a drop of oil inside of the cam here. And so like, let's say you wanted to switch it out for a different attachment. If you look, it will fit on this shaft, and you'll feel it when it clicks into place. And then you just stick this down. And now you've got your next cam for your next attach or for your next stitch.
Sharon Compton on Facebook said that purses or bags would be another good application for using this too.
I bet it would. That would be so cute on a bag.
Oh, I think so, for sure.
So cute.
Let me go to our dual grid here again. Nope, that's not right. What did I do? There. Okay. Woo! This technology. Reagan does such a good job.
Raise for Reagan.
Raise for Reagan. Okay. So that was awesome. I know that there's some other type of zigzag attachments for the featherweight, including this one here, which doesn't have the cams. It's just a straight zigzag. That's it. You can adjust depth and width and all that fun stuff. And the other one is the Swiss one, which is actually, if complete, a very collectible, very expensive little part. Without the cams, however, not so much.
We'll find a way to make that complete, Darlene. We'll find a way.
Okay, you keep an eye out on it for me out there, and I'll look for a 38 featherweight for you. Linda Wood wants to know, does she like that thread guide better than the thread stand?
I don't like this thread stand that I've got on this machine at the current moment. When I go fast, it literally pops out, and I'm going to be extremely upset if it ends up scratching my featherweight. The only
I didn't
reason
see
why,
what was. Do you have the one that's the oil hole one?
I do. Let me turn this around again.
Oh yeah,
So the
I'm
only
not a
reason,
fan of that one either.
The only reason why I have this is because at the time it was one of those things that I kind of thought made sense to have, and I loved it. I loved it in the very beginning, until I started sewing a lot more. And the thing about this is you do not want to jam this into that oiling point, and so it just lightly sits. But as you can see, it is not. It moves, it wiggles, and so if your machine vibrates a little too much, out it goes. So yeah. I am not a huge fan of it, but I've got it for now, and it's what I've been using. Yeah. I do know that there's other ones out there that go horizontal. I don't like that one either. I have that one and I tested it. I like to do product reviews. You literally have to keep your thread at an angle. Yeah. For at least for this machine. And that's the other thing. All featherweights have corks. So what works for me may not necessarily work for you and vice versa, but there's certain things that I think you'll start to see commonalities amongst people. And for me, even having that other thread stand, it has to go out on an angle. Yeah. And that was hanging up when I was, so, if your Orifel thread isn't working, there's a good chance it could be how the tension is on the spool of thread as well. Which is why I like it. We carry the thread stands that sit behind the machine, because then it works with any thread. I need to look in that. Yeah, and the ones we have are the acrylic ones, so they have the arm that folds down, so they're a little bit more portable and lightweight versus the big, heavy metal ones that don't break down and they're super heavy. The sidewards pressure one makes me nervous because that spool pin cover, as you guys know, is a machined part. And it provides pressure on that machine part. So once that spool pin starts loosening, it eventually snaps off if you put too much side pressure on it. So anything like that hangs off of the spool pin on a side pressure basis, I don't care for. Popsicle. Sorry, my dog is totally growling at another dog down the street. Her name is Popsicle? Her name is Popsicle. She is a pit mix, and she is the goofiest dog I've ever met in my entire life. And she thinks that every single dog out there wants to play with her, and that's not the case. So, yeah, you're not lonely. Playing with anybody. I'm a little surprised Rogue hasn't been down here. He's kind of he's a photo bomber. Well, but what do you call a photo bomber that does it in video? Is that a video bomber? I don't know. There you go. All right. So what do you have in store for us next week? What attachment are we going to be talking about? I'm thinking we're going to do the buttonholer. And so I've got my buttonholer here. There's actually two buttonholers. But this is the one that also has cams. And I'll just kind of describe a little bit between the two, because I've got this one and I've got an earlier Singer Buttonholer up there.
Yeah, I've got a couple too, so I'll pull mine out too, so we can look at them.
Yeah. Fun. So this will be a lot of fun. I've had this demonstrated once to me. I had a girl that I did a restoration for, and she had the Buttonholer. It was her mom's machine, and she came over and showed me how to use it. Popsicle enough.
Popsicle enough.
She's like a child, I swear.
No, they're like toddlers. They're like toddlers.
So I'm going to spend this weekend really sitting down with this bad boy, because I'm excited to use this thing.
Yeah,
this stuff gives me joy.
For vintage parts, it's the Buttonholer. I sell a lot. I mean, because I have them in stock, and I go through and make sure they're complete, and then repurpose them on the website. And I'd say I sell 3 buttonholers to 1, multi-slotted by a spider.
Have you noticed an influx in prices on these attachments? Because I used to do the same thing, and now I can't find a lot of these attachments at a reasonable price to save my life.
I have not price adjusted because of COVID. People that do that just irritate me, because it's like they're profiteering during a pandemic. Right. Like, that's kind of terrible. And I have to be able to live with myself. So I have not adjusted prices, but I have noticed that everything has like doubled in price. Our buttonholers on the website are, I think, I want to guess $64.95 for the complete, all the plate and the cams. And
that's not bad at all.
And I know that you can find them for more. And sometimes you can walk into a garage sale and buy them for $5. But that is not so much the case anymore, because let's face it, no one has garage sales anymore.
Yeah. And if you live in Dayton, Ohio, no one seems to sew around here.
What? Well,
at least with vintage machines, all these people will be like, I got this featherweight for $25, and I'm sitting there like, what?
I'll double your money right now. I'll pay you $50 for that machine.
So if anybody out there, you're finding them at the garage sales and you're stealing them like that, good for you, because I have not been able to find one at a garage sale to save my life.
You can't find that anymore. You can't even find modern machines in stock these days here in the Seattle area anyway, because we were so tightly shut down that people were bored out of their gourd and just sewing to not go cuckoo, so
I understand that. I understand.
Yeah. For someone that sews every day anyway. All right. Oh, you guys are so good. My people are all like, this is awesome. Way to go. Great instructions.
I'm glad you guys liked it, because this is what I like. I love my attachments.
Yeah.
I collected them because I wanted to actually start utilizing them on Featherweight 38, and then life happened and I never got to do it. So now I'm starting to do it, and I'm glad to be able to come on here and share this love of these vintage attachments with all of you guys. Because seriously, this is like going into a time machine. It's like a simpler time period. And especially with all the chaos happening in our world today, this is just so nice to be able to just go back in time, be on my cute little 39. Hey, look, it rhymed. And
you and the rhyming.
See me with the rhyming. And like sit here with these attachments and show people how to use them, because I think that's it. It's like a lot of us have these because we bought machines and they come with it. And it's like, what do I do with this? So it's just really nice to be able to show people how to utilize these and to get excited about them, because that's half the battle.
Well, tell everybody, so where can people find you? What is your website? When does your fabric arrive? We want to shop, is what I'm saying.
Well, I placed my first order in there, and I am totally green at this, everybody. So bear with me, because this is definitely going to be a learning process for me. I do anticipate making mistakes. And as everyone knows me, I'm a type A person. So this is a huge learning curve. I ordered the fabric on Monday, but it's still in the confirmation mode and hasn't given me an estimated time on when it's going to ship. So that's definitely kind of been like, we are located at either featherweight38.com. On the website currently, you'll see a lot of our past restorations and all of our restoration stuff. We haven't set up our shop for the fabric because we don't have it yet. And then we are also on Facebook and Instagram at Featherweight 38 LLC. So you can find us either there. We are currently doing some pineapple quilt blocks on my page.
They're so pretty. They're ombre, you guys.
They are. They're out of Planted Seed Designs, and it's a gemstone fabric. And I'm thinking of doing a pre-order for that because I can get those fabrics too.
Very fun. Well,
and then Oracle thread, of course.
Well, yeah. So, well, we over here at Featherweight Doctor are huge fans of yours and really, really, really wish you the world of success. So I
appreciate that so much. So thank
value
you so
your encouragement and your friendship, and it's a blessing to call you a friend. And tell Stephen that I missed him on the show today.
I'll make sure he's here next Wednesday so everybody can see him. He loves to do lives.
Oh yeah, he's super, super energized about being on camera. It'd be like if I forced my husband to come down. Gosh, Darlene, I sit behind the camera. Okay, honey. All right, my sweet. Well, I think we're gonna jump off because we are going way longer than I thought we were going to, but we just have so much fun. So
I know
next week, everybody,
a pleasure. I hope all of you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see all of you guys next week for the Buttonholer.
That's right. So thank you for joining me today here at Featherweight Doctor. My next live will be Friday at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 10 minutes before on Instagram for my pre-show. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. I think I messed that up. Anyway, I will be in Phoenix on Friday. So I fly out Friday morning to get a little sun on my head and do some speaking and teaching in the Valley of the Sun next week at Quilters Oasis. All my classes are full except my beginning quilting class. So if you are new to quilting with the Featherweight, quilting in general, it's any modern machine, and you are local to Phoenix, Arizona, I've got a class for you next week. So check out aquiltersoasis.com for availability. Other than that, I guess I'll just see everybody Friday night. And Alicia, I will see you next Wednesday.
Sounds good. Bring some of that sunshine back because I could use some.
I'm going to try. I'll see if it'll fit in my luggage. I don't know. I'm always kind of full on the way back.
Just make it a carry-on. No big.
There you go. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me, Alicia.